hello. This is Tamika Seaton, President and CEO of Grow Your Nonprofit, where we help small, startup, and stagnant nonprofits grow through fundraising strategies, strategic planning, and so much more. Today, we are so blessed to have our special guest, our technology director, Darrel Peters.
Yeah, that's me.
Yes, guys, this topic is so valuable to you nonprofits of all sizes. This topic is what nonprofits need to know about cybersecurity. So before we get started in the questions, Darrel, would you please tell us a little bit about your background and about how you came about getting to technology and cybersecurity?
Yeah. Thanks, Tamika, for having me on here in front of the camera instead of in back of the camera.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got into IT about 20 or so years ago, right around 1999, right before the whole Y2K thing, and been involved in it ever since. And it's been a good choice, been a good career, and it's allowed me to travel and have some opportunities that I never thought I would have.
Wonderful. For someone wanting to get into cybersecurity, because STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math is huge as we become more digital with digital currency, electronic vehicles are the thing to go, and just so many things moving towards technology. So someone interested in getting into technology, where do they need to start?
I would say they probably need to start with some sort of classes. So if it's a younger person, definitely take some classes in high school or even elementary school. Get that exposure. And now a lot of kids these days already have exposure to the digital age with the smartphones.
Right.
And that's kind of new for us. But the kids that are younger now coming up, now they have iPhones and Google phones, and everyone's got an iPad or at least a laptop, at least one computer in the home. So we didn't have that when we were coming up.
I know, right? You even see the babies in the strollers with the iPad, and they're switching all over the place.
Yep. So I would definitely encourage anyone looking to get into that STEM field to do some reading. There's a lot of information you can find online, and all that's free, or most of it's free. And just get involved and reach out to your school guidance counselors and or teachers or professors, and they can definitely guide you in the right way.
Okay. So our juicy topic, cybersecurity. What exactly is cybersecurity anyway? It's a buzzword. You hear people talking about it, but I can't really clearly say I understand what that means.
Yeah, so cybersecurity really is just the practice of securing one's information, the network, their computer system. The term's been around for a while, but it's only gotten really popular in the last maybe 10 years or so.
I see.
And that's probably because now that more people have access to the internet, 20 or so years ago, to get home access or internet access into your home, it was expensive.
Right.
It was slow. It was either dial-up, which was very slow, or it was some other faster form of dial-up or something like that, and even that was expensive. So but now that all the cable companies are offering internet, and fiber companies are offering internet, and you can pretty much get the internet on your phone. I mean, it's much more accessible to people now. So you've really only heard the term cybersecurity really used a lot in the last 10 or so years. But it's really just a practice of securing your network or securing your information, securing your data, that information that you're storing.
Right. And why is cybersecurity so important?
Well, it's important because, again, you have to secure whatever information you have, even if it's your own personal banking information or tax financial information. If you have health records on your home personal laptop, you want to make sure all that's protected. So, and that's just from a person, an individual point of view, and it gets a lot deeper when you're talking about corporations and securing corporate networks, and that whole PII, which is personal information, health records, other people's financial data. Banks, hospitals. I mean, it's really important to make that they have those systems secured so that hackers can't get into them.
So tell me what damage hackers can do when they have access to your computer?
Yeah, so when a hacker gets access to a system, usually most of the time they're looking to get some sort of financial gain. Only in cases where you may have a disgruntled employee, where you may see someone that used to work for a company somehow gain access to those company systems or networks, and then they just go in there and destroy whatever data that they can get their hands on while they're in the system. But the more common is outside hackers looking to get, make a financial gain by locking you out of your own information and then making you pay to get access back to your own information.
Wow. How would they make you pay for something like that?
The most popular way is through cryptocurrency.
Wow.
Something like Bitcoin or one of the new cryptocurrencies, because it's very hard to trace. And for them it has the same value or almost the same value as the regular American dollar.
Oh wow.
So basically they'll lock you out, and you may get a pop-up on your screen that says you've been locked out of your laptop until you send $2,000 worth of Bitcoin to this account number, and then they release those records and let you gain access back to your information.
Wow, that's bizarre. That is so bizarre. So what is the first thing a nonprofit can do to help protect themselves from a cyber attack?
Yeah, so they can follow some standard practices in the industry. Use strong passwords. Definitely don't use something like 1, 2, 3, 4 or any variation of that. Birth dates.
Right.
Don't use anything like that. Strong encrypted passwords. Maybe add some special symbols in there, like a ampersand or @ symbol or exclamation point. Kind of mix it up a little bit, and just follow some basic practices like keeping software up to date on laptops and iPads and Google phones and Android phones. And whenever those updates come out, it's pretty important to install them, because there's always a risk that someone has found that someone can exploit and use that to gain access to that device.
Yeah, we were just having that discussion earlier today. It's very important to do the updates. Sometimes you'll see it; it'll pop up in your apps on your phone, and we're like, "Oh, I'll get to it." So you're saying it's very important to get to it, because not only it's updates to make whatever app available work better, but it also serves as a security mechanism as well, right?
Yep, exactly. Yep.
Exactly. So what are some of the low-cost ways nonprofits can protect and store their information?
Yeah, so again, the passwords, that kind of goes without saying. And then there are some free or very low-cost options out there. There's free antivirus for laptops and computers. Those are always helpful, because they'll at least scan the computer for any malware or viruses that might be on a computer. You can also use services like Google Drive or Dropbox. I know Google now has two-factor options available, where you put in your password on your phone or your computer or your laptop, and then it'll also text you a code to your phone that you have to put in, that you have to type in on the screen in order to actually get to the next part.
Oh, wow.
During the login process. Yeah, and then you'll have access to your email or your Google Drive or whatever that is. So I would say definitely whenever those services are available, the two-factor, definitely take advantage of those. Banks are starting to use that. I know Bank of America, Wells Fargo, I think Chase, I think they all have those options now, where you can get a text sent to you while you're logging in to confirm that it's you actually logging in. So even if someone just has your password, that's not going to be enough. They're going to need to have your physical phone to get that text in order to complete the login process.
Yeah, that's very important, because as we move towards more and more technology, it makes our life become easier. However, it also poses other threats that we don't think about. But the criminals are ahead of that game, and obviously they're making money doing it, because otherwise they wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But in my logical mind, which is not, I guess, always logical, you would think all that energy they're spending on hacking people and trying to take over someone's computer, they would put that energy into forming their own company and do it legitimately.
Yeah. Some of them have done that, but yeah, a lot of them just I guess maybe they like the excitement of stealing from other people, or I don't know, and they're just kind of hoping that they never get caught.
Wow. So should a company have some sort of system or ongoing training in place for its employees? Because say you have your cybersecurity director in place, you have your IT department, but some choices that employees make could actually put the company at risk. So company-wide, should there be any policies or ongoing training or anything in place that our nonprofits should be thinking about?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if it's a larger corporation or a larger nonprofit or organization, you definitely want to have policies and procedures in place. And the best thing that we found that works in the field is user education. So when that's where the company or the organization will provide training, even if it's just an email that goes out to all the employees that says, hey, be on the lookout for this email scam that's going around, and don't click on it if you think it's suspect. Just move it to your trash bin or your junk folder or something like that. Self-education or end user education seems to be the most effective way to deal with keeping a lot of those incidents from happening.
Mm-hmm. So I know sometimes, if you go to a conference or if you go to some sort of training, the public Wi-Fi is always available. Tell us what are the pros and cons of using public Wi-Fis and what should we be cognizant about?
Yeah, so if you're in like a conference and they have Wi-Fi available for those users or for those attendees, you're probably not going to have much to worry about there. But if you're like a Starbucks or a McDonald's or Burger King or something like that, and you see you may see the McDonald's Wi-Fi name pop up, and you'll say, all right, well, I'm at McDonald's and I need Wi-Fi to do what I need to do while I'm here. Let me go ahead and jump on this Wi-Fi network. But that could actually be someone sitting 10 or 20 feet away from you, broadcasting that McDonald's Wi-Fi name.
Oh my God!
And it could be called maybe McDonald's calls theirs McDonald's, and then someone else sitting 10 feet away from you has a network named McDonald's Guest, and you might just click on that, thinking that, okay, well, I'm a guest here at McDonald's or at this Marriott, and let me just click on McDonald's Guest or Marriott Guest, and before you know it, now they've got access to your computer.
Well, that's all it takes is for you to jump on their Wi-Fi?
Yeah. And if they can get access into the computer, if they can, if somehow they can gain access to the computer, but if they can get access to your Wi-Fi, there's a good chance that they may have some other tools that, once they're connected to your computer through their Wi-Fi, that they can actually take over your computer.
Oh wow, that's really scary, because I know we've all been guilty of going to Starbucks and connecting to their Wi-Fi and McDonald's, but just never think about that. So should we be using our hotspots from our cell phone instead?
Yeah. Most of these new phones have Wi-Fi hotspots on them, and they work pretty well as long as you have a good, strong signal. So I would say probably if you could use that. And then if you have to use a public Wi-Fi, just make sure all your software and everything is up to date on that computer or that iPad. That way, hopefully, if you do click on a fraudulent Wi-Fi network, that the person can't actually take over your computer.
Wow. That was very valuable information, Darrel.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us and sharing all of your knowledge with our audience and protecting our nonprofits.
Thank you.
So, guys, if you ever want to learn more about protecting your nonprofit or a free consultation about growing your nonprofit, please reach out to me at 239-293-2009 or visit our website at growyournon-profit.com. This is Tamika, and we'll be back.